Well, what's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We are in Warframe and we're talking about the Silva and Aegis in this build guide that I've got here today. Alright, so again, this is just based off of how I like to play it, so hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you like the build. Do try the build. If you've got a different build, feel free to leave it in comments below so other people can check out the builds that you've set up as well, and somebody can come up with their own that works perfectly for them. So not every build is perfect, but hopefully this helps you give an idea of how I like to run it. So basic stats here that we're talking on this one is it's got a heat element, so 35 basic heat, spin attack 75, leap attack is 70, wall attack of 140, attack speed is decent, 1.0, critical is 1.5 times 5%, status is nice at 60%, stamina is a 10. Alright, so this is the first sword and shield combo weapon in game, so it's got its own stance now. 11th Storm is the stance. This is the melee combos right here that we're going to throw up on the screen for you so you can take a look at that and see what you've got there. And so then what we're going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit here about the build. So it's got heat damage. It's got a really nice slam attack, as you can see. Hopefully I've got that in here. As you've seen in my other videos, it's got a really nice slam attack. The heat base goes out there. It knocks anything up into the air. I knock heavy gunners up in the air, good 5 feet up in the air, and then they come slamming right back down. So this makes it really nice for me to know that that's already there, the knockdown or the knockback, if you will, and a really good heat base on this weapon, making it all the more easier to build this weapon. So I start out with a pressure point mod, of course, basic melee damage. It's 120% melee increase. And this goes on top of the heat, as it is the element. You can only use these types of elements. You can't use damage in terms of impact, puncture, and slash because the weapon does not have those on here. So we have to build around that. So along with the pressure point, what I go ahead and do is I go ahead and I throw in Fury. Fury is going to bring up my attack speed by 30%. So now I got a 1.3%, 1.3 on the attack speed, making it slightly better. It does make a difference. It may not seem like a huge difference, but it does make a difference. And then what I want to do is immediately start focusing on element combos. So what I do is I start by adding Voltiac Strike in here, focusing on element and status. We got a 60% electricity and a 60% status chance. Okay. Along with that, I'm going to add in Focus Energy, give myself some channeling efficiency, and another 60% electrical damage, so we're now at 120% electrical damage increase. We've got some channeling efficiency, and we've got a 60% increase in our status chance. If you don't have the Voltiac Strike because they haven't released it for everybody in game, you can feel free to add like a Shocking Touch. I think that's what it is for the melee, the Shocking Touch, and then you at least have more electricity damage until you get an opportunity to get that one. To combo this, I go ahead and I use the Virulent Scourge to make my corrosive. This is going to give me 60% poison damage and another 60% status chance. This is going to give me my corrosive. Corrosive, the proccing is a armor reduction, so that's going to immediately make my heat much more damaging, which heat is got a fire damage over time. We already know that the ground slam has a nice knockdown on it, a nice knockback, so for say we're getting a very good setup already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus that, and I'm going to get Volcanic Edge in here to increase my fire damage and, of course, more status increase. And instead of adding the ice for the cryo rounds, I'm going to go ahead and I add in, it would be Northwind. I add in Molten Impact instead to keep my heat. Okay, so I'm going to get a 90% extra fire damage increase in here. So we're at 150% increase in fire, plus the 120% base melee increase, plus we've got our corrosive in here, plus we've got 180% status chance up increase, making this really, really good and effective. And the reason I'm doing it this way instead of using Blast is because Blast has a knockdown effect, and since I'm already getting a knockdown effect from the ground slam as it is, and a really good one at that, I figure I'd focus on the eat and get the fire damage over time. And the fire damage is going to work really well because once we use and hit the enemies with the corrosive and knock out their armor, now we can immediately utilize that fire damage over time. Now, to fill in the last slot, I go ahead and I add Killing Blow just to get that little bit of extra damage in there, especially when I want to push that that channeling energy. So We got 120% channeling damage in here, and that's going to fill out this build very well and make me happy all around. This is a 35 to 38 that I was running in here against the Corpus, so bear with me there. And this is what we're going to come up with on our final build. If you take a look here, we got the stats. So stamina is 10, attack speed of 1.3, critical I didn't touch. The status went up to 56%, so every other time we hit, we are guaranteed to proc pretty much, which is a good thing. We've got a nice spin attack of 709.5, leap attack up to 652.2, wall attacks up to a nice 1,324.4. Heat is at a nice 192.5, corrosive 138.6, and it's a conclave of 171. I think this is a really nice build. It works well for me anyway. Hopefully you hit that like button if you do. Again, leave any comments if you've got a different build setup, something that you like slightly different. Feel free to leave it below so others can check it out as well. So that way everybody can get ideas of how to build a weapon to better suit them. Otherwise, hit that subscribe button for me if you're not subscribed and you enjoyed this and the other channel content that I have. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode. See you later.